Yeah, hello and welcome to another update video about the Sandbox. Just want to give you an updated technical analysis on the Sandbox. And yeah, let's take a look at the chart. The video today is sponsored by Crypto.com, the world's fastest growing crypto app where you can buy and sell more than 200 cryptocurrencies at true cost. I use Crypto.com myself for buying and selling, for staking, but also for the Crypto.com Visa card, which I find really good because it gives a lot of benefits, and if you decide to sign up for one of these Visa cards, then you get a $25 reward. There are no annual fees. You get on top of that staking rewards if you stake your Crow, and depending on what kind of card you get, you have to stake a certain amount of Crow and get a certain amount of Crow rewards. There's some cool cashback benefits here for example, Netflix, Prime, or Amazon Prime, Spotify, Expedia, and so on. So yeah, I really like that card. I use it. Personally, I use it by loading it up with USDT or stable coins. It makes it easier from a tax point of view. And then you can pay everywhere with it, so that is pretty straightforward. You can also use Crypto.com for NFTs here. There's an NFT marketplace and they have a lot of other cool things here to offer. As you can see here, if you take a look at the products tab, Crypto.com NFTs, I talked about Crypto.com pay and get paid in crypto. You can stake, for example, and there's lots more here. I would recommend checking Crypto.com out. All right, so in the last video, we looked at the Sandbox, looked at the target area here. We said the price, the price had reached the target area. It did go basically below the wave A. It did basically also hit the 200-day moving average. It was one of the few cryptos that actually stayed above the 200-day moving average. We said that the 230 line here would be a very strong support, even though I thought it would get there again. Yeah, and maybe it will, but the message of this video is that the Sandbox is really at a tipping point. We have drawn here the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and said this could already be the completion of the correction. Yeah, unless we see another move down. But so far, the Sandbox has the fact that it was above the 200-day moving average still made it possible, of course, that we had seen here that wave 5 because it is providing additional support. But I told you in the last video that we were still in the downtrend. We had not passed the descending trend line here, and we're just doing that. So we're just doing that, and this is looking interesting, and I'm paying very close attention to it because what we see here is potentially something that can be interpreted as an impulse. So we have on the smaller scale here potentially let me just show a 1, 2, and then you're moving up here. That could be then the wave 3. Maybe you get a wave 4, and then you have your wave 5. Now, what is very important for me is now to see what does this 4-hour candle do. Yeah, does the 4-hour candle close above this descending trend line and do we get a retest? That would be very interesting. If we do that, then we could really say with a higher probability that downtrend might actually be over for now, but we need to be careful that we get a successful retest because we had a bit of a fake out here before. Yeah, so these fake outs do happen. But yeah, there are new interesting partnerships and a lot is going on in the Sandbox space. And I did mention it in my top 10 video for 2022. And I really like that, that cryptocurrency and the project itself. But yeah, it seems like that immediate downtrend or Sand tries to break it currently. And however, it remains to be seen if this is really sustainable or is this just part of the, just part of a correction here that we can see, which is just a little bit of a move up before we then see the final wave 5 down. And I would need to relook at this wave count here. But it seems like this could have been the low potentially. Don't want to really promise anything here too early, but it's interesting that, and I think I showed it in the last video, that we did come in that move down here. We did come to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension of that wave 3, which is interesting for that wave 5 is possible target level. So yeah, it's now interesting just to see what does the 4-hour candle do here. Does it close, or does it does it close, or will it just break down? And what does the next 4-hour candle do? Will it retest, or will we just break down, you know. That's what I would want to see, because overall in the whole crypto market is still in a downtrend, so it would be quite risky just to assume that we're going to go up from here straight away. Also, what is worth noting, on the 1 hour chart, we are now overbought. So I do expect some sort of a correction now, or a small retracement at least, at the latest, when we reach the $4 level. That is also where the 20-day moving average is sitting here. At the latest, I would expect resistance. I think we're already seeing resistance now from this previous high here. Now, if you break that, I think then we're going to see here a test of the 20-day moving average here in white, and that is just above $4. So yeah, Sand doing really well today. Pretty much I expected it to do well this year, but is this already the move up, or is it just a small breathing in an overall downtrend? That remains to be seen. I have my very, very close eye here on the 4-hour candle. But as I said, I think we are coming down generally in the crypto market. We're coming down close to the completion of that correction. It's not confirmed yet, but the prices at the moment generally across the board are very, very interesting. They are phenomenal. And I'm really glad that at the time on this channel we talked about thinking at least about profit taking up here. Of course, I can never give financial advice, but we were getting here in the $7.50 to $8 range, getting very, very overbought. Yeah. And then we saw this expected correction, and now we've come down even a little bit lower than I originally expected. I think up here I talked about levels around 450, maybe 360, but we've even come down to nearly 230, which was nearly unimaginable up there. But there we go. You know, everything is always possible in the crypto market, in financial markets anyway. And as we speak, the prices are continuing to go higher. So it's very, very interesting. And I'll keep you updated about the Sandbox. As I said, on the very short time frames, you're getting overbought now. But what I always like to take a look at as well is the 4-hour chart. But even here, we're now getting into sort of dangerous territory. But interesting what the price is doing here at the moment. And yes, certainly I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. And if you really like the content, maybe you want to consider to join as a channel member. And you can do that by joining on my website. You can find a link in the description, or you can do it even here on YouTube. What is worth noting as well is that here, very, very close to the low, one of my buy orders was triggered. And yeah, I did mention that to the channel members on the day. It was, I think, around 255, 256, something like that. The buy order did trigger down here, and that's just amazing, because since then we have seen an increase of 50%. So it was perfectly at the low. And yeah, if you want to see my own buy and sell orders, then yeah, check out the channel membership. You can do that on YouTube or on my website. You can find a link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.